This episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys. All right, on this episode of Bare Knuckle Radio, very excited to be chatting with an individual who competes at BKFC 56, which goes down on December the 2nd, and defending that BKFC flyweight championship once again in a rematch against Bec Rawlings. Very excited to have Christine Ferea back on the show. How's everything going there, Christine?
Everything's great. Training's going great. Super focused. Feel very strong and ready.
Yeah, and it seems like you're really focusing on all the aspects that are within your control, but I saw you had a post kind of recently asking why Bec Rawlings wasn't at the press conference, that BKFC Salt Lake City press conference and everything like that. Like, what was your, I guess, general sentiment and feeling posting that? It seemed like you were frustrated that maybe she's not promoting the fight as much as you would like.
Yeah, I mean, she's focused. She's doing what she wants. She's it's art of war for her, but I'm just expressing. That's my goal, for not only for myself to make it better, but the girls coming up behind me and the girls now,
Yeah, and that was a sentiment that came across when we were last talking, just trying to elevate the sport, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we have to. I've been with this company now for 5 years and been here since the beginning, so I'm passionate about it. I'm connected to it. It's given me a lot of opportunity, so whatever helps me, I'd like to help back, so that's my frustration. I just feel like she, I don't know her reasons, but I feel like I said, if she's a pillow princess, she wants everything done for her. She wants all the work done by everybody else. I mean, there's more to the fight game than just focusing on yourself and the training. It's the business end of it, and that's important too.
Yeah, I guess just even speaking to the business end of it, because I feel like you'd be a great person to ask about this because you've been with BKFC for so long, like you said, why you're so passionate about trying to lift everything up. But that, fight you had at BKFC 41, it seemed like such like a game changer of an event for, bare knuckle in the modern era in general. It seems like this show has a fair amount of hype going into it as well. Like, how does, I guess, the hoopla or hype feel heading into this one, maybe as compared to the BKFC 41 card you were part of?
I mean, I don't feel anything behind it. I think it's going to be an explosive fight, though. I think, it's going to speak for itself, but at the same time, we want to get the eyes on it at the time, not just after. I know it's going to be a big deal after the fight. I think it's going to be a really, really, really good fight. But I prefer to have it leading up as well, but whatever, she's, I can only antagonize and poke so much. And before, I'm not going to overextend myself. And, on her behalf, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do my part. I don't feel like the hype going up into it is as much as it could be and as much as we could be doing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and I guess just even kind of touching on that last fight, just with this upcoming one being a rematch, like, was there anything from that first fight that Bec did where maybe it differed from your preconceived notions? Like, did anything kind of stand out as different from your initial game plan you made, or kind of just fell into place pretty fluidly, you'd say?
I know she's tough. Australians are tough as hell. They don't stop coming no matter how much they're getting punched in the face or getting punched or getting hit. They just keep coming. I knew she was tough. No, it was everything that I thought. Every fight is tough. Every human is tough. Anybody that steps in there, especially against me, you have to be extremely, brave and confident. You have to have something inside of you because I have a reputation, and and a crazy, crazy fights that they have to look at and prepare their self mentally for. So if they can last the whole camp and then want to come back and do it again, I mean, I know there's something there. You're tough mentally, physically. So I mean, I expected a tough girl. She was tough. She kept coming. I expect the same. I expect her to know be a little bit more educated on me now. I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for her too. I got to feel her. I got to, be more familiarized with the person she is, her energy, her techniques, stuff like that. I know things are going to improve. If things that she did well on, she's going to capitalize on, etc. So, I mean, I think it's going to be an even better fight than the first one, even though it was cut short. We both are more aware of each other, so it's going to be a little tougher on both of us.
Yeah, and I just love your approach to the game, like a very cerebral, analytical approach, and seemingly in a few different roles. Like I saw you were cornering Melanie Shah for her relatively recent title bid. Like, what was that whole experience like, just getting to kind of, I guess, impart your knowledge of the sport in that sort of context, I guess?
Yeah, that was fun. They called me in just to corner. I didn't train her at all, so I wasn't able to, help her on that end of things. But to be able to support her and give her a little bit of mental boost and some experience on my end from what I've gained was fun. It was cool. It was amazing to watch someone prepare for that week. When the few days I was there, and to watch them go through that and. Just the bravery and the ups and downs and the doubts and then the confidence and then, getting in there. It's amazing to watch, and it makes me look forward to, I don't want it now, but when I'm a coach and I retire, that's going to be amazing to watch these young athletes and these women or men, if I train men, just go through that and just go through it with them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, many more fights to be had, but I feel like that'd be a role you would excel in. And something I kind of saw within that, cornering of Melanie Shah, I guess social media comments around that time. I don't know if I misconstrued this, but maybe it seems like you've buried the hatchet with Britain Hart. I saw a couple comments that seemed of kind of like a playful variety. Like, are you guys on good terms?
Yeah. Well, we're very competitive, me and that girl. And, we were at a show at one point a few months back, and someone got us to talk. So we kind of, I guess, buried the ratchet. Yeah, we're cool. We're in different weight classes, so I'm sure if we ended up in the same weight class again, we'd be at each other's throat. But as of right now, yeah, we're good. We're not the best friends in the whole world, but we're not enemies right now.
No, just fun to see. It seems like derivative of how you, I guess, generally approach a lot of stuff like that. Like, I feel like another example of that could be like, Taylor Starling, like some of the work I've seen you guys have after previously having fought. So love to see it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's good. It's a sport, and we all take it to a serious level sometimes. Sometimes we all get carried away. We're all very passionate. I get very passionate. Just like at the end of the Bec fight, I was like cool with her. Like before I dig into a dark side of me during a camp. Like right now, I don't like her. I don't want to see her succeed. I want to see her fall on her face from a punch. I feel all of it's very real. But after the fight, that'll disappear for me. I don't know how I do it, but it happens. I don't know how I learned how to turn that switch on and off, but it does. But I do have a switch, and it is there, and it's very real. And I want to break her down mentally, emotionally, physically, in every way I possibly can. And anybody that signs the line to fight me is going to get that same energy every time.
Yeah, it seems like you're very analytical in a lot of ways, like just really picking up on just aspects of their life, maybe even like beyond the fighting and whatnot. So yeah, it seems like you really analyze that part. But like you were talking about the preparations, and it seems like the classic, Hard Knocks Muay Thai work is being had. Love to see that. But it seemed like there was maybe like a touch of cross-training going on in the sense of I saw you with Cody Durden at ATT Team Lima. So like, can you talk about some of the preparations for this fight?
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the Muay Thai gym. I've been in, that's Muay Thai made me tough. Muay Thai is my room, you know. So being around that environment, that conditioning, that toughness, that mentality, I never want to lose it. But then I sprinkle it with boxing, and I have my boxing guy. I have my fighting guy. You know, I have a fighting guy. I have a boxing guy. I have my Muay Thai guy. I have several different people that I feed off of a lot. I feed off of a lot of great people, strong men, strong women, and that's what I surround myself with: elite business women and men, and elite athletes, elite coaches, elite mindsets, people that push me, people that test me, people that help me become a better person, a better athlete, a stronger person, and a stronger athlete. That's what I surround myself with. I also have a sports psychologist, the mentalist that I use. I have a nutritionist that I use. I have a specialist in each thing I want for my mind, for my body, for my emotions, for my game plans. I have everything covered in that, and that's why everything that I make goes back, is reinvested in this. It's not like people are like, you know, you make all this money. I'm like, dude, I put back it all into the sport. And that's the nutritionists and the coaches and everything. I want to be the best, and that's what it takes. I'm not the best in everything, so I have to go to the best to try and make myself the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just cool to see that journey from like that first Muay Thai fight circa 2008 in San Francisco.
Yes, yeah. That's insane. Yeah, the first fight over there was pretty crazy. That was just me straight off, you know, the streets pretty much. You know, not knowing how to handle myself, not knowing I probably smoked a cigarette and had Jack in the Box the night before or something. just crazy, you know, craziness. I was just a wild kid and did what I wanted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of sounds like that Kazushi Sakuraba diet, like maybe a dart or two before the fight.
Yeah, definitely nachos, possibly.
That's something else I found cool, just talking about, I mean, I guess people noticing the championship level effort you put into all the facets of the game. I actually saw Ernesto Hoost give you a shout out on a post. I think it was like a few weeks ago. I thought that was really cool. It seemed like you kind of thought the same.
Oh my god, I love Ernesto. I studied Ernesto in my Muay Thai career. It'd be the jab, right to the jab, right, liver shot, then that right kick. Man, I used to study that and practice that over and over. I loved him. Then when he fought Bob Sapp, I loved him. And then when he commented on my stuff, he actually sent me a video a couple years ago. Someone knew I loved him, and he sent me a video, told me to do well in my fight. I was just so hyped. Ernesto Hoost is a legend. He's an amazing fighter. I talked to him on and off. He's great. You know, I love Ernesto.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, such a legend, and it just shows like a cool facet to martial arts, and as far as like you're doing great things and inspiring people on the come up, and you know, he inspired you. It's just a cool sort of like connectivity to see just the different generations and, you know, who can inspire who and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. He will always inspire for the rest of his life.
Yeah, no, I mean, an absolute legend. But I guess in terms of, redirecting the focus to the rematch here, like, it seemed like when you were talking about things initially, it seemed like you gleaned a decent amount from the first fight, and obviously not, you know, dipping into the strategy per se, but do you maybe have a certain, predominant visualization for how you see this fight playing out, like, relative to what you took from the first fight, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course I can't release anything at this point. I have several different game plans on several different levels from several different people. You know, I don't just go with one. You know, I have several. From one coach knows one, another coach knows another. I don't know. In this game, it's crazy. You don't know who knows who around here. So if one game plan isn't working, I'm going to switch to another. If one game plan isn't working, I'm going to switch to another. Just like Mayweather says, champions adjust. You need to be able to adjust on the drop of a dime. You know, so I keep a very open mind. I keep everything very open. I don't know how she's going to show up. I don't know. We don't know. She doesn't know how I'm going to show up. You know? So, she could have a game plan and stray away from it. She could have a game plan and stick with it. Nobody knows until that night. I could punch her in the mouth and she can get dazed and she might fight different the whole fight. And vice versa. So, I just keep a very open mind and well.
Yeah, and it seems like kind of derivative of what we were talking about before, and as far as like focus on what's within your immediate control, because like you said, what she does isn't in your control, and you have to be adaptable.
Right. Yeah, I do. Although when I get in there, I will control things. You know, I will control things at, you know, when it whatever pops up. But as far as a game plan, I have several.
Yeah, and it seems like if you get your ideal outcome here for sure, it seems like you're trending to perhaps get the Fighter of the Year again, as you did last year. It seems like that's a thing that it at least motivates you to a certain degree. Like, and as far as like the making history, it seemed like last fight you had really made a lot of history too, just like the amount of finishes you have and just so many accolades there. So yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I would love to get that. I want to get the first knockout, the first sleeper. Nobody's slept anybody. None of the women has slept anybody. So I really have been working on some stuff to get that done this year.
And you had a post that kind of fired me up. Like, you were talking about how you're hearing, I guess, certain rumblings out there from like coaches and I guess bare knuckle fighters that are maybe like waiting it out until you decide to, I guess, leave the competitive space, and you're like, oh, I'm going to stay here with this belt until I'm 180 years old and someone better beats me for it.
Yeah, if they want to wait and they want to wither away, then go ahead. I'll still beat them when I'm 180. Yeah, I guess I had one of my. I'm not going to reveal who it is, but I had somebody contact me. The person that wouldn't need to lie or do anything. She's like, I heard some people in Florida talking. I was sitting at a restaurant or something like that. I don't know if she was at a fight or something. And yeah, straight up heard two fighters saying that they were going to wait, like, till I'm gone. Like, she's getting old. We're just going to wait till she's gone. That's the most bitch shit I've ever heard of my life. And I hope that they never lose weight when they weight cut. And I hope that they have the hardest weight cuts of their life every single time they try to cut weight. And I hope that everybody beats them from this point on. I put the Misfit curse on them right now. Whoever it is.
Well, I mean, it's a fair way to feel. It seems like antithetical to your mindset of like really wanting to, I guess, face the best people possible so you can level up and everything like that. Like, and probably there'd be a certain level of frustration that would come from like the inactivity, just people not wanting the fight. So yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they need to level up then. Get better coaches, bro. Invest in yourself. Stop taking cheap coaches because you just want to be on TV. Go get yourself a nice, good coach. Work hard for him or her and level up.
That seems to be a thread for you. Like, it seems like you've maintained like certain like core people in your circle over the years. Like, obviously you put a tremendous amount of individual effort, but how much of that is a benefit to kind of have you grounded and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of different coaches and different people. I like different approaches. Things happen with coaches. They have too many fighters, or they start slacking, and they're not, doing what I think they need to be doing at a champion level. I'm not going to have you around. People get comfortable, and I don't allow that. You start to get comfortable, I'll give you a couple chances, then I'll let you go. And it's just the way it is. But I do have, my family, and I have longtime friends that will always be with me, win or lose, that keep me grounded and keep me humble and remind me, yeah, you're good, but there's always someone out there trying to take what's yours and always hungry.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that after your last fight and the last time we talked, just how important it is to kind of spend that time with family after the camp and everything like that. So, yeah, that's great. I feel like that would be a good way to kind of, I guess, decompress a bit, because like we were talking about like the high intensity emotions related to fighting and what you're looking to do out there. I would think it would be like a good sort of maybe cathartic balance would be the way to phrase it, like after the fights.
Yeah, you have to. There's I seclude myself a lot, and I stay by myself. I move out of my house. I move in a room or Airbnb just by myself. I really do Marvin Hagler it, just lock myself away, and it's a dark place. So, with little support day and night, I have to depend on myself. I go in that ring by myself, so I have to learn to depend on myself in every way. Although I do lean on my people when I'm in training and stuff like that, but I do have to dig within myself to, especially when I'm in there, if I get dropped or I'm getting hurt or I'm getting worked or I can't breathe or something, I gotta learn to dig within myself in there. And that doesn't just happen for when you say it, okay, I'm gonna dig. No, you have to practice being uncomfortable, like that saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's what I am my entire camps. I'm uncomfortable. I push myself to be uncomfortable. I'm sore every day. I'm stressed out. I'm learning how to calm my stress, doing my yoga in between, doing stuff to learn how to deal with positions that suck every single day.
Yeah, and it definitely comes across in the performances for sure. And, kind of losing track of time here, Christine, my apologies. I mean, I feel like you've got such a great mind for the game. I always want to ask you, tons of questions, but I do want to be respectful of your schedule too. So do you maybe have any final parting thought you'd want to add as we're sort of wrapping things up here?
Say that again?
Oh, no, sorry. If you just maybe had any final parting thought you'd like to add as we're kind of wrapping up.
No, I just tune in for the fight. I plan on fighting extremely hard, and may the best one win.
Yeah, it's a tremendously exciting fight on what is a very stacked event, like to a scale of a lot of people saying it could be the biggest event in company history, and I certainly think this Bec Rawlings rematch is one of the super intriguing fights on the card, so definitely excited to see all that go down at BKFC 56 on December 2nd, but thanks so much for coming on Bare Knuckle Radio. Christine, looking forward to peeping the fight when it goes down, but until then, you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
This episode of Bouts Talking Bouts is brought to you by Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Winning parlays, if you're looking for them in BKFC, you got to be checking out BK Bet Shark. Here's the thing, $50 buys, you get a personalized bet slip. It's based on your own budget. You can be flexible. It is what works for you. And this guy's got the receipts. You can check out all the winning tickets. You can peep them, and you can do so at Bare Knuckle Betting Shark. Check him out on Instagram and get with it. Got them personalized betting slips going on, $50 buys.